Happy Friday.
Chapter 3 of Think and Grow Rich with Dory Sukup and myself, Tara. And we're so excited to have all of you.
Megan.
Megan, sorry.
What about me? I'm way over here in Connecticut, but I'm here.
Having you here live,
And we have Lauren behind the scenes today. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
So Lauren's been doing a lot of our social media, and I had a compliment actually about it, Lauren. I meant to tell you, I was speaking with my friend Paul in San Diego yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, I'm noticing your social media is much nicer." I said, "Yes, I know. I'm so excited because Lauren's been taking care of it." So yeah, welcome everyone. It's great to have you. Happy Friday, and yes, we are going over chapter 3 today. And we're super excited to have you. So stay tuned. We're going to go over all sorts of great information with you today. I hope that you've read chapter 3. It's all about faith. It's about visualizing and believing in the attainment of desire, which is the second step of riches. So that's what we're going to talk about today is faith. And before we dive in, we should see how many people did their homework from last week. Did you do your homework? Did you do your homework? Megan, did you do your homework?
Mm-hmm.
Up with my number.
You didn't?
No, I'm having a hard time with that number still.
You are?
I need to really write down a list of what I want to attain now by the time I'm 40, which I'm figuring out is a year less than I thought I had.
Yeah, she thought she was the wrong age this whole time.
So... yeah, long conversation. My husband reminded me I was a year older than I thought I was last night. So, but in case you haven't noticed, we are actually sitting in part of our new, what will be our studio set. So the construction is finally done. So we were able to put a wall together here and make a nice setting. So we've been changing around. We were at your beach, ocean view, then your office. So miss the ocean view a little bit.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, but
maybe we'll do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Still go back to my place and watch the ocean. But the only thing missing in our studio right now is the brand new setup that we're having built. And it's going to be amazing. It's like a newscast set. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I can't wait to have it. We're going to have this huge desk. So we can almost have like a TV show like The View or all the other ones, and we're gonna do all kinds of shows actually out of that new set. So I'm super excited about it. Yeah,
and we keep seeing pictures of it. It's like, when will it get here already? Yeah.
I know
we want it. We don't want to just see pictures. So, and we have questions that many of you sent me between last week and this week. So thank you. And as we go throughout the chapter, we'll be asking Dory the questions and getting your answers. So keep posting. So we're live on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in there. Interact with us. Be engaged. The whole point of this is not really to sit and listen to Dory and myself talk, but we want to hear your comments and your feedback. Even though I have to say she's the best storyteller I've ever met. And I've loved listening to her interpret the entire book of Think and Grow Rich. It's been really great. So it makes each chapter come to life more, I think, when you're breaking it down like this. So stay engaged with us, and we're going to be giving away prizes throughout.
So we're going to give away actually a couple of things.
Yes.
So we're going to give away today our event planning.
That's one of my favorite modules.
Which allows you to do 6-figure events. As a matter of fact, starting tomorrow, we're going to be on the GVAS virtual conference. And I'm going to be teaching everybody how to do virtual events here soon. That's not what I'm doing on GVAS tomorrow, but I am going to come up, and we're working on an agreement right now with Stephen, who's the founder of My Face, My Body. And we're going to be able to come up with a platform to do virtual events that will still generate for you 6 figures in your place. So I'm super excited, but we are going to give this one away today. And then we're going to give away my brand new How to Create a Membership program. You know, I've been harping on you for a long time. If you don't have a recurring model, you're not doing things the right way. So you really need a recurring model in your business, especially now, to protect you against future disasters. And I just created a brand new system called the Copy System for the membership, which is duplicating the income, the revenue, and it has in it 3 parts. One is for leaders, how to actually create your actual membership program. The second part is how to explain it to your team. And then the third part is how the team should present it to actually your client. So this was one of the recovery programs that I just created for our members. And, you know, I just got a text from Brianna the other day. In like, I don't know, like 2 days, they sold how many?
It was 9 in 2 days.
9 of their highest.
500 a month.
Yes, for $4.99 a month.
Yes.
Memberships, and they're selling them like hotcakes right now. They're taking everybody that had the $150 membership before and actually turned it into that.
So and those are only their second day of being open from after the coronavirus.
In Pennsylvania, yeah.
She said it was is the easiest thing to recommend to clients.
Yeah,
because they see the value in it.
It's really nice. And then the other thing I'm going to invite you to do is to go and register to win for 1 Leap Ahead ticket. So we gave one away actually to Michelle Landry last week. She was the winner. And I want to invite you. We are taking the Leap Ahead seminar virtually, and we're going to start that in July. My team always makes me work. Like, okay, like I need to do one more thing, right? It's like, oh yeah, don't do it in 3 days and get it over with. Take 2 months to do it. So go to inspirationmanagement.com, click on the seminar tab, and then you're going to see Leap Ahead. So if you go to that page, you're going to be able to register to win 1 ticket. We'll be announcing that in a couple of weeks. So make sure you go and do that so you can qualify.
And honestly, if I was them, I'd just buy a seat. Because that, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, have faith you're going to win.
Just saying.
Just saying. Because I have to tell you, our Zoom does max out. And once the seats are sold, I mean, we're constantly having people join us for that. And I mean, especially with not having to travel, and they can still really change their business right now.
Yeah.
So we don't want you to not be one of those people virtually with us.
So you guys had some homework to do. We were joking about whether you did your homework or not, but you really should have done your homework. Tara was just announcing to everybody that she had a hard time coming up with her number. And you know, it is difficult because a lot of people don't even know what they want. And I was asking that of you when we went through the How to Make Millions with your med spa. We were talking about how important it is to know what makes you happy. What is it that you really want out of life? What are you asking out of life? But having that number is really very important. And I had mentioned to you, I think last week or the week before, that when you are a business owner, the $10 million mark usually is what business people are striving for, or you should be at least, right? Or beyond. If you are a team member or you're in the leadership role and you still don't know what that number is, you really want to sit down and think again of all the things that you want to try to accomplish in your lifetime. What do you want to give for that money that you want? Maybe if it's not money for you, because not everybody's motivated by money. Some people are motivated by other things. So if you are motivated in a different way, then think of all the good that you can do with that money by giving it away to a charitable organization. So the important thing is not here just to be selfish and buy things for yourself, or get my Bentley, or get my Tesla, or, you know, have a condo on the beach or a house in the mountains, whatever. I mean, all these things are nice. But at the end of the day, it's living that worthwhile living life and making the right contribution.
And that's the hard part, because I got the notebook, like you said, and trying to write it down. And I just don't have a lot of material things because I don't know, it's just hard. So for me, I was just trying to think, okay, an attainable goal. I'm a little late in life, you know, getting things moving that I should be, you know, but it's like, what do I really want to accomplish by when?
You can figure it out.
Yeah.
You can figure
it's just that number,
right.
You know, trying to pin that number down.
Sorry,
we'll have one.
Brooke on Facebook, she said, book gatherings every Friday. And just thank you so much for doing
that. Oh, thank you, Brooke. Isn't she the one that was posting the Think and Grow Rich book cover you were showing me last week?
Brooke was a winner last week.
Oh, she was a winner last week. Yeah, very cool, Brooke.
Her and I got to chat together earlier via email. So I'm glad you got to join us, Brooke.
I'm very excited. Okay, well, let's start with faith and what Napoleon Hill was talking about in Think and Grow Rich. In case you're joining us for the first time, we've been going over Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill, and we're going over all the principles that will let you lead a much better lifestyle for you, your family, your charitable organizations, all the way around. And the principle we're going over today is faith, but last week we went over desire. And in particular, we went over burning desire and how you really need to have that to be able to drive faith. And that's really where it starts. It starts with that desire. What is it that we want? So if you haven't gone past that yet, you really need to before you go into the next step. Because if you get too far behind in the book, then you're trying to catch up, and it's not the best thing for you. But he talks about 3 great positive emotions, and they are faith, love, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, sex. So I remember the first time I read Think and Grow Rich, I'm thinking, oh, Napoleon Hill's talking about sex.
It threw me off too when I read that first line. I was like, sex. I'm like, I really have to finish reading to figure that one out.
and you know, they are the most powerful 3 positive emotions. And if you think about it, they're very important positive emotions.
Well, and Megan was saying earlier before we went live, it's like, understanding that faith is an emotion, right, Megan?
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up in a family that I was Catholic my whole life, from kindergarten through college, I went to Catholic school, and faith was just something that you had. You went to church, you had faith, you did things because this was what the faith said that we should do. And I never really thought of it as an emotion, but it really is. It's that commitment and that vibrancy that you get when you combine the faith and then you add love into that and then add sex on top of that. It just creates such an amazing, intense emotional connection. So I'm excited to see how all of these things work together in this whole process that we're doing with the Think and Grow Rich.
Well, the important thing about having those 3 things is that they're going to lead to the subconscious mind. And if you have all these in order, all 3 of them, faith, love, and sex, and you stimulate that vibration in your mind, in your thought process, then sooner or later, that vibration is going to reach the subconscious mind. And that's really where all the magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes that's how we come up with our great ideas, is subconsciously.
Exactly.
I know, knowing you all these years, sometimes you come in and you're like, yeah, I woke up this morning and come up with this idea. And I'm like, oh, she was working in her sleep again.
That's true. That's
but
true.
I like how they talk about it as infinite intelligence.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as I was, there's several different books that I have of Think and Grow Rich and workbooks and stuff. And one of the things I want to read to you, 6 forms to riches to serve us through life. Number 1 is great health. We all have to be healthy. If you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to take care of others. Like how when you fly, they always put your own mask on. They always tell you, put your own mask on before helping others. Well, if you're not taking care of your own self, and if you're not as healthy as you could be, then now is the time to truly be well. And after all, we're in the wellness and beauty industry. So if you're not taking care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? So that's number 1. Number 2 is peace of mind. Peace of mind gives you that clarity that you need. It's knowing that you're doing right by others and sleeping well. Because if you don't sleep well, you're not going to have peace of mind because your mind is racing and racing. So it's better, I call it squeezing the sponge.
That's what I was just going to say.
Right?
I'm like, she has a thing for this one.
So when you write things down and get them out of your head, then subconscious mind knows that you got it under control. They don't need to remind you. It doesn't need to wake you up in the middle of the night to remind you that you have to do this.
I have a notebook on my nightstand because it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, so many things are going on and stuff like that. So I just jot down things and then I'm like, okay. And then if it does wake me up, I write it down and then I can go right back to sleep right away.
Yeah, it's good. And then the third one is labor of love of your own choice. So again, doing the kind of work that you really want to do, the work that makes you happy, that produces results, that makes a difference and an impact in people's lives. Number 4 is freedom of fear and worry. Like right now, so many people are fearful. They're uncertain of what's happening. But you know what? You don't have to be uncertain, because if you're part of this group, you know exactly what you're thinking about. You know exactly what you need to do because you want certain results. The people that are fearful are the people that don't have a plan, that don't take advantage of opportunities that are available for them, and they're like stuck somewhere. So that's not good. And fear cripples you. If you are fearful, that's a very negative emotion, by the way. It's opposite of what we just talked about with faith, love, and sex. So fear can kill you. The last thing you want is be fearful. So what can we do to overcome fear? Or what are you fearful of right now that we need to overcome that fear? I have to tell you how I overcome my fear. It's self-confidence. It's knowing what we need to do. And if you don't have self-confidence, we're going to talk about this in the next chapter, as a matter of fact, auto-suggestions. And if you don't have a plan, and if you don't know what it is that you really want to do, then you're going to fall flat on your face, and you're not going to have the freedom that we all went into business to do to begin with. And number 5 is positive attitude. You know, that is, I would have to say, is probably one of the most important things that you need to do, is be positive. And we talked about that during the first chapter and the second chapter, how thoughts are things, and whatever you think is what you become. So you have to be very careful and have that positive attitude all the time. I used to tell them
to use the light word.
That's right. We had the anchor. Remember, whenever your mind starts going down the negative path, you want to snap your finger, say light, and then direct your information to a different thing. And then the last one, 6, is the material and riches, he calls it, of your own choice and quantity. So we decide what we want. So if you don't have a nice life right now, the good news is you can change it. You can change it like right now, starting now. And once we get our thoughts in the right direction and knowing exactly what we want, it's like picturing this. He says, it's like you standing at this beautiful gateway, and all you need is the key to unlock and go into this absolutely amazing life that we can all create starting right here. Pretty powerful stuff. Pretty powerful.
That's the key.
That's the key. So the key is applying those principles. That's really what that is, the key that we want to do. So here's another point about faith that's very important, because it is so powerful. It is incredibly powerful. You have to be very careful on how you use it. You could use it for negative purposes, which that's why we have crimes and stupidity in the world, that people do stupid things that are bad for everybody. And that's not good. And once you start going down that path and thinking these bad thoughts, you get stuck there, and you're done. You're history.
To fix that.
Yeah, if you can fix it.
If you can.
Because it really depends on how long you keep that up. And then what you want to do is focus on the positive side of things. So with faith, and, you know, I want to talk about this a little bit with the religion aspect, because a lot of people tie faith to whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Jew, or whatever religion it is. And it doesn't matter what religion you are. Faith is believing in the greater force, right? It's believing in God. We all believe in some God, right? And what's important about it is getting that belief in your head, because if you don't have belief, you're not going to be able to accomplish what you want. So faith towards the positivity, right? Because we want to use it for the good, not the bad. So you have to really be careful, because again, thoughts are who you are, and it makes a big, big difference on how you use it.
Well, it interprets without even realizing. Your thoughts in your head portray through your facial emotions, how you walk, how you have casual conversations. And so, and it takes a hold of everything. It really does.
It does. So to wrap up this section here is that, you know, when you're successful, or when you want to be successful, you have the capacity to create your own belief system of what you really want your life to be like. And once you believe that, then you're more likely to be able to achieve that life that you have. And here's the thing, though, about also faith. It comes hidden. Like a lot of times people fail so many, like we talked about Thomas Edison, right? Where he failed 10,000 times. We talked about Ford, where they got stuck and it took them forever to come up with the eight-cylinder car. And, you know, there's always obstacles, or we get defeated sometimes that, you know, not everything's going to be smooth sailing just because we're thinking it. We still have to apply the action, because if you don't apply the action, then you're not going to be able to reach the goals that you really want. So if you're doing this and things are not just changing overnight for you, or something bad happened, or you have a little speed bump that you hit, it doesn't mean you should stop. Because if you quit, you're a failure. You have to keep trying. And even if you fail, it's okay. Just learn from your mistakes. Learn from that failure and then make it better. And if we keep going and we keep that faith and the power of our thoughts in a positive direction, believe me, you will get what you want. It's a proven fact. I mean, people have done it over and over and over.
Well, I think
all the time.
Making mistakes is just proof that you're still trying.
Yes,
you're taking action. If
yes.
you're not making mistakes, that means you're just sitting there doing nothing.
Yep.
And so it's okay to make the mistakes. You just don't keep making the same one.
Yeah. And so really the bottom line to this is you have to believe in yourself. You have to think highly of yourself, and all this self-talk that goes in our heads. Like I hear people all the time. As a matter of fact, one of the things people give me compliments about all the time is my ability to deliver words, my ability to teach someone, for example, the PRIDE system or any systems that we have. One thing people tell me all the time, it's like the way you communicate that point across to people, it makes so much more sense than fumbling through it. Well, that's only because you study and you have self-confidence and you know what you're trying to accomplish. So your self-talk is very important. And what you tell yourself and how you tell it to yourself makes a big difference. And if that self-talk is not positive, then all you're doing is burying yourself deeper and deeper in the hole. So I hear people, for example, tell me things like this. But I'm not a morning person. You know, I'm barely making ends meet. I can't get my team to do recommendations for retail.
We heard a lot of that while we were doing our Brewing Brilliance.
Mm-hmm. So if you're having these confirmation of how bad things are now, you need to flip that. You need to start thinking of all the positivity that is going on rather than the negativity that's going on. So I just want to give you a couple of examples. Instead of saying somebody, oh, I'm not a morning person, you need to be switching that around to say, you know, I love waking up in the morning and I am most productive in the morning. Because if you get up and you say, I'm not a morning person, you know what? You're right. You're not a morning person. But if you say I'm most productive in the morning, then you're changing your whole mindset about it. Or if you say, oh, I'm not good at selling, you need to be saying, I am the best at selling. I win all kinds of awards all the time for my ability to sell. So all these positive affirmations is what's going to send that vibration that we talked about earlier straight to the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is going to start working on all these things to make it a reality for you.
Well, I've even heard people, they fall asleep listening to positive affirmations on their radios. It's kind of like their, if you will, like that ocean noise, but you're hearing positive things because that's in your subconscious, and that's all you're thinking
Exactly.
about.
Or I love this one, you know, I don't want to be poor. They have the negative behind the adjective of what is that they want. I don't want to be poor. Like, why would you even want to say it like that? That's just stupid. You would say, I want to be prosperous. I want to be comfortable. I want to be wealthy. Not, I don't want to be poor. It's like, that's the wrong verbiage. Verbiage, words are very, very powerful. And if we're not using words the right way, then it really comes back to haunt us.
So Kimberly from earlier, that loves the Jonas Brothers too, she said, love that positive affirmation. So thanks, Kimberly.
Yeah. And you have to really be aware, because we did this exercise during, I think, chapter 1 about controlling our thoughts. And if you find yourself giving yourself negative self-talks, you really need to nip it and switch it around and make it all positive. It really makes a big, big difference. So don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you want, right? So be very careful.
You can even say, I mean, I get up in the morning and I'm a mom of fur babies. So I have 10 fur babies. So I don't really talk to myself. I always talk to them. So when I get up, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a great day. Let's go out and do all this. And my husband's looking at me. He's like, why are you like talking? But I'm like, I'm going to have a great day. And I'm telling them that we're going to have a great day. So we're not going to chew anything today. We're going to have a good day.
You have to say, I have the best business. Those are the kind of phrases you need to have. I am the luckiest person in the world. And people say, oh, I'm not so lucky. What the? Are you kidding me? Why would you even want to say that? Like when I go to Vegas, by the way, it's not my favorite place to go, but we have to go there for conferences. And every once in a while, they drag me to go play some roulette, which that's like my to-go-to game. And you know what I tell myself all the time? I am the best at playing roulette. I always win. And sure enough, I sit down and I always win. It works. I'm telling you. It's crazy, but I always win.
When I sit down, she's like, I'm always a winner. I'm like, here she goes.
And I always win. Always win. And instead of saying, oh, I don't have enough money, you need to be saying, I have money flowing into my business all the time. All the time. I attract all the great people to me. I attract all the clients that I can help and I can make a difference in their lives. And those are the kind of things that we really need to be focused on. So the more positive affirmations we have, the more direct we are on what we want, and we're very clear about it, the more likely we are to reach our goal.
And I think even right now, like saying, I have a positive team, I have an amazing team. If you're in the situation that you're having to hire people right now, if you think that you're going to have positive people on your team, those are the people that are going to apply for your positions. Those are the people you're going to interview. So as long as you think positive about that, that's what you'll have.
You're going to attract them.
Yeah.
Just open yourself up to the opportunities that you have. Sometimes we're closed up. But if you say those words, I open myself up to infinite possibilities. Think of that phrase. I want you to write that one down. I open myself up to infinite possibilities. And those possibilities are just going to be coming my way. And I have to tell you, lately, I have had more opportunities come my way ever since we've been reliving Think and Grow Rich. I mean, I told you, I read it the first time when I was 19. I read it almost every year. I really try to live it. I'm not perfect. I veer away sometimes and I have to bring myself back. But as long as you bring yourself back, but I can tell you story after story in my life of how things have developed to bring me to where I am right now. And it's all really due to planning, to the thought process, to the expectations, to opening myself up to the opportunities that we have. Now, it hasn't always been the greatest. As a matter of fact, I want to share with you a story on how obstacles came in my way. when I first made the shift to leave the hospitality industry, when I was ready to open up my own business. And I told you, I mean, people did not quit my job. I was so fortunate. I was making a ton of money, all kinds of benefits. It was like the dream job of everybody's dream job. But I wasn't happy, right? I wanted to move up in the world. I wanted to do better. So I decided to go out on my own. So I had been saving for going out on my own. And I saved almost like $300,000 to open up my business because I didn't want to go get a loan. I didn't want to do anything like that. I just wanted to do it organically and be able to invest and open up my business. Well, right after I quit, I was having dinner with a very trusted friend. And he was telling me about this investor that is amazing, that I should give him some money to invest with him. And within about 6 months, I'll be able to turn a good profit. So I'm sitting there, and this is a really good friend that I trusted. So I said, oh, okay. So, I give the first 100,000 invested. And they're like, oh, you should do more. This is just working out so good. He's definitely the real thing. So I went ahead and invested another 100. So that's 200,000. And then, oh, come on, let's do more. So I invested another 75. So I gave them like $275,000. Well, needless to say, I lost all my money. All the money that I was trying to open up my business with is gone. Those are the defeats that Napoleon Hill talks about, right? And all the stories that he shared in here. So did I feel stupid? You better believe it. Now, I had two options. I could either drown myself in sorrow and say, I can't believe I got scammed and suckered into this. And, this was Charlie was 3 years old. So it was about 20 years ago. And, back then, almost 300,000 is a lot of money, right? That was like a lot of money for me before my business. And I just had to pull myself up. And I had to start a lot slower than I thought I was going to just go out with a bang because I had this money to invest. But you know what? Through faith, because I had it, I wanted to still go on with my dream. And I found ways to start the business and grow it organically without a major investment. So everybody, you might be in a situation right now. You might be because of the coronavirus, maybe you haven't made any money for a couple months, or something is happening with your life or your business or whatever. No matter where you are right now, there is a better way starting now. You just have to make that decision that you want to go on. As a matter of fact, he tells the story of the guy. Remember, he tells the story about a guy where he did something. I don't remember exactly what he did, but he went to the hotel room to be depressed, and he kept telling himself all these terrible thoughts. In the book he talks about, and then they found him. He's like, oh, I'm just going to die because of this. He willed himself to death. So they walked into the hotel room and they found him dead because he willed himself to that. That could have been me after I lost all that money. And no, but that's not me, because I knew better. I knew I had a family to take care of. My husband at the time was a stay-home dad, so I was the only breadwinner. And I felt terrible. How stupid can you be, Dory? You're a smart girl. And that's what happened. The result is snapping out of it. So everybody experienced defeat. Everybody has some situations that we might be going through right now. But through faith, through being positive, through love, and yes, even sex, you'll be able to get those positive emotions going and be able to start a fresh start.
That's what Dr. Kimberly, who's live with us on Zoom, is commenting right now. She said that's the path that she's going through and the feeling she's just been suffering through right now is trying to not have the feelings of failure. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's commenting right now.
You know what the answer to that though is? A plan.
A plan.
Yeah, because It really is. That's all it's about. So you have a plan for failure. You can be where you are. That's what you're thinking. Or you can have a plan for success. And the plan for success is, how do I get there? And one very important point really I want to make here is that you have to seek out help. As a matter of fact, he talks about Abraham Lincoln, how he was a failure up to the age of 40. He never succeeded at anything until he met his wife. And once he met his wife, he formed a mastermind alliance with her. And that's the statement that comes behind every great man is a great woman, right? Well, he formed that mastermind alliance. And Kimberly, Dr. Kimberly, what we're talking about here is that you don't have to go through this alone. There are people that could help you. And as long as you have a smart plan, and that's what we've been doing with all of our mastermind members for the last 3 months, is coming up with a success plan. Once you have that success plan, we have members who are still profitable even now, because the business structure was done properly. As a matter of fact, you should read my article. It's Inspiration Moment is going out Monday morning on the 1st. And I just finished writing an article for you about that. And it's so important to really know where you are now and how are you going to move forward with a plan that will help you with your recovery. So, but there should be no reason why you're not making money right now. As a matter of fact, in the newsletter too, Dr. Kimberly, you're gonna love this. You're gonna see Sue Elderson. She's one of our mastermind members. She's a high achiever mastermind member, our highest level. And she was on our call.
She's with us on Facebook too right now.
Sue? Hi, Sue. I'm gonna talk about you. Oh,
I think she's getting used to it.
She's amazing. She's been a client for a long time. And last week she was on the phone with us and she told everybody, I mean, we were like so excited about what she told us. They sold over $60,000 in pre-injectable business, pre-opening. They're not even open. She's in Michigan. And they did it in what, like 4 days, Megan?
She did it in like 4 or 5 days, a week's worth of time.
So have no fear, you guys. Have no fear. We have so many clients that are still making money by applying the smart techniques that you could be applying as well.
Well, and then what they're doing is they're then taking that mindset of being able to sell while they're closed and converting that into when they open with their team doing the new copy program with the memberships. And it's such a great transition. It's a mindset. You have to put it in your mind the right way and have faith.
Yes, have faith. Exactly. So there are 4 things Napoleon Hill talks about that keep people away from success that you have to watch out for. Now, I talked about fear. That's number 1, as a matter of fact. You just cannot afford to be fearful. You have to be courageous. You have to be a lion and a lioness. We need to share that story next time. We need to bring our lion and use our lion story. I'm going to remind me to do that next time, Lauren. Make us a note. So fear. Poverty is the other thing that, like, you deserve more. Allow yourself to get more. So if you want a better lifestyle, if you allow yourself that, then you will have it because you deserve it. Sometimes we're like, oh, we're okay living in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's okay. I don't need a big fancy home. And that's okay. Look at Gandhi. He had no clothes. He had no house. He had nothing, yet he was able to change the world with some of his actions. So you have to do what you feel you deserve. So poverty is really not an option. Well, it was not for me anyway. The third thing is superstition. So if you're thinking that, I just saw a black cat, that's bad luck.
I have the worst luck coming to me because 3 of my cats are all black and I love them. I never even thought about a black cat superstition.
They are. So, and then lack of education and growth is the other thing that keeps people from succeeding. So as long as you keep learning and keep providing new information to really help you grow, then you're going to be a lot better off.
And I think there's a difference between living in poverty and then being a
Minimalistic. That's my son.
Yes, because
that's my son, Charlie.
Charlie's very minimalistic.
Oh my God, you guys have to meet my son. Like he doesn't want anything. I have to beg him to take him shopping. I had to beg him to take the car I bought for him because he didn't think he needed a car. It's like he wears the same clothes over and over and over because he doesn't need anything. So, and that's okay. If that's who you are. But we're talking to business people here that need to make money. You're not my son, Charlie, that has a mom that can provide for him.
But I'm saying it's that positive, even though he's
minimalistic, yes.
He's very positive. He always has an amazing outlook on life. I mean, right now he's studying to go help people in third world countries how to learn how to speak English. Yes. So you can still be like that, but be super successful and not have to have a money behind you, right? And I just love how Charlie is.
Sherry commented on YouTube. She said that she loves the positivity that Dory brings, and that's exactly what the world needs right now with this COVID pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta be positive right now. You can't put your head in the sand and think everything is okay and life is gonna go on. You really need to be super proactive. You need to be working more now than ever before. That's what I'm doing. I haven't had a day off in 3 months. I'm taking the weekend off though.
Fine.
I think I'm gonna go on a date.
Woohoo, Dory.
I'm out on a date.
She's fine taking a day off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna practice the third principle, sex. No,
I know it's coming.
Dory.
No, I'm not. I have to find him first. Yeah. No, I have about 4 guys. I'm kind of tossing around right now to see which. I'm not having sex with all of them.
Let's not. We won't rephrase the word tossing around.
No, that's funny. I was showing Tara the other day. I had 4 of them text me within 4 minutes of each other. So I took a screenshot.
She really.
It was like 8:31. 8:32, 8:33, 8:34.
I literally had she not shown me the screenshot, I would have not. I was like, look, 4 guys within 4 minutes, and sure enough, there they were. And I was like, interesting. So you must have been having some positive thought right at 8:30.
I was. And then I'm like, where are they all? And boom, 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 boom.
Here they come. So since we're talking about positivity, we have Tanya, who's actually live. But before we went live, she sent this question in. She wanted to see if you could help her. So kind of helping her overcome that negative as well. So they've been closed for over 10 weeks now, and in their day spa. And her question is my question would be how to get mentally prepared for a positive return and minimize anxiety and fear right now.
Have a plan. You need to talk to us.
Yeah.
And have a plan. I mean, it's all about coming up with a recovery plan right now. And if you haven't trained your team yet, if you haven't figured out what marketing strategies are going to work right now, if you have not got all your systems and operations in place, if you have not figured out your revenue streams on how you're going to make money now, then you're in deep, what? So you have to really be upfront on what needs to happen and plan for it and start moving forward, because you can't be right now not working. Like I was doing a brand new coaching member join, and they were telling me, oh, I have a bunch of people, but none of them are working. I'm like, why aren't they working? Why don't you at least have your guest relations team working, making phone calls, doing reservations for online consultations for you? They could be doing webinars. They could be doing all kinds of things that we taught people to do. And the last thing you want right now is to have your team sitting home not working. Like they're thinking that if they're bringing them in to work, they're going to lose money. Well, you need to be thinking, I need to bring them to work so they can make you money. Because if they're sitting at home, they're not making you any money. And who's going to make you money? They are. So you have to really make sure that your call center is up and running right now. Start filling up that pipeline of all the new appointments that you need. As a matter of fact, the med spas and spas that are open right now, they're slammed. I was talking with Pamela yesterday from Muse in Boca, in Boca. That's where I need to go. I'm going to Boca. What was I saying? Oh, Pamela. She did more in the 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks that they've been open, than she did a couple months before even the coronavirus. So you should be jam-packed right now. And even if you're not open yet, you happen to be in one of the states that you're not open yet, like Sue did $60,000 in sales, that's what you should be doing.
I had a coaching call, literally almost the same line this week with a member named Siobhan. And right before the coronavirus, they were actually opening. So they haven't hired anybody. She had resumes. She had people she wanted to hire. And she's like, so we're just going to not do anything. And I'm like, no, this is the time. Like we sat down yesterday. I'm like, we need to have our position descriptions, our manuals, our pride system. I'm like, this is when you're going to work on your business. Because I told her, I said, once the coronavirus is gone and you are open, you're not going to have time to do this. I'm like, you're going to wish I'd have used that time sitting at home to work on my business than in my business.
Absolutely. I mean, we have clients that have totally restructured their entire business model. Like whatever was not working before, let's get rid of it. Let's do the right thing now.
Well, that's exactly what Sue and her team have done.
Sorry, 1 second. What was that, Megan?
That's exactly what Sue and her team have done. We're revamping everything.
Yeah, even her membership.
Yeah,
she just launched a new membership as well.
Yeah,
and her team is loving it.
And you guys will love the new membership program that I did. I mean, it makes so much sense. It's so easy to sell. I have to say.
Or recommend. I mean, it's easy to recommend. Brianna said she didn't feel like she was selling those 9 people in 2 days. She said she felt like she was recommending. Yeah. And it was so amazing the way you built it out for them.
Yeah. So there's a whole strategy behind it, and it's all about your personal image allowance. So it's all a psychological part to the membership program. As a matter of fact, let's give it away. Who can we give that to? Why don't you, I'm sorry, go ahead, Lauren.
Let's give it to Katie Rohrer. She said that she's loving your book that she's reading. She's very active with Exploration Management. So we're going to go ahead and give that to her.
Oh, nice. Where is she from? Do we know?
She's in Texas. She's an injector.
Nice.
In Richardson, Texas.
Oh, wonderful. Well, congratulations. So this will be a great program for you to implement and start having that nice recurring model. One advice I want to give you guys. The reoccurring model is the number one thing you should be focused on right now. So having a VIP program, having a membership program, you've got to have that in your business. If you don't have it in your business, you're not doing things the right way. Put it this way, I would not be able to invest right now in this studio that we're building. It's going to end up costing me probably $150,000 to do this studio. Just the set alone is a huge investment. The only reason I can do this is because I have the proper structure in my business. I don't know how many people do you know are investing $150,000 right now in something. But we're doing it because we have a solid foundation, even with the coronavirus, whatever it is. And that's what I want for you. And if you have the proper structure for your business and apply all these things that we're talking about, have the faith, have the vision, have the desire. What is it that you really want to accomplish? You want to have that solid business. And if you do these right steps, you're going to be able to have a business that's going to run on autopilot and be able to take care of you without the stress and the headache and the pain in the butt things that you have to deal with all the time. That's where I am. And that's where I want you to be. I want you to have the freedom to do these things. And you really should, because you deserve it. You deserve it. So I just want to share one, on page 55 of the book, I want to read this for you. And you really should print this or type it or whatever and have it in front of you, because it's a very, very good statements from Napoleon Hill. So if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. I mean, think of how true this is. Exactly what we've been talking about, right? If you think you lose, you're lost. If you are the world, For out of the world we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. I did a whole fresh start for our mastermind members this weekend to share with their team about the reopening and where their state of mind needs to be. Now, we're talking about you being the leaders, but you need to do the same thing with your team. As a matter of fact, I recommended to all of them to have their team members attend this and be part of this, because a lot of the success is mindset. And a lot of times our teams are stuck somewhere else that they don't need to be stuck. We need to bring them and to this kind of philosophy and principles that could be applied in their daily lives. So this is very important to do. To continue here, if you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. It's very powerful words. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. Pretty powerful stuff. So again, it goes back to all the mindset and what you're trying to do. Makes a big difference.
You can almost take this chapter 3 out on its own and just have it to live by.
Yes,
I mean, it's a book on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he does a summary in there for you. So the summary is you need to know what you want, right? That's number 1. And believe that you can and you will get it. That's number 1. Number 2 is you need to give expression of gratitude even before you get it. That's very, very important. So I started a new ritual, actually, a morning ritual at my place before I leave every morning. I've been doing this for about 3 months now, every single day. So I have a gratitude journal, and every morning I sit where you saw us sit by my oceanfront condo, and I'm sitting looking at that, and I sit down every morning and I write what I'm thankful for every single day. And I script. So the first part of my journal is just gratitude and being thankful for the things that I already got and for things I'm about to receive and get. So I open myself up to that opportunity. And then I script out how my day is going to work out. And I have to say, I really enjoy getting my cappuccino. I sit there and I do my little journal. And I really want to advise you to do the same thing, because showing gratitude is very, very important. And when you are thankful for things that you receive and things you're about to receive, and you open yourself up to that opportunity, you are going to really achieve great things.
We did have a challenge from Orlana, who was our product winner last week. She's in California, and she says that California is really changing who can be open right now. She feels she may need to redo her menu because she can't touch faces for a couple months probably, and she wants to see how you might address that.
For the menu?
For changing her menu.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, this is a great time to change your menu, because you should really relaunch with something new. This is something that we've worked on with everybody. I would assess my menu first. I would see what treatments were selling pre-coronavirus. What were the most popular ones? What were the most popular price points? So you get an idea of who your target market is, what they found would be that sweet spot as far as the pricing is concerned. So do the assessment first. Then see what can you introduce without really making a major investment, unless you have the money like me to make the investment. It's up to you. So if you want to buy a new HydraFacial, or if you want to buy a new laser or whatever, maybe not a laser, but some kind of an equipment. But and then introduce it. And even if you don't bring in a new treatment, simply by rewriting your menu, giving it a theme, and renaming your treatments to fit that theme and relaunch it, you can still do that. So one advice I have for you with your pricing though, we have a great pricing calculator that allows you to see how much profit you're going to make per treatment You really need to look at that right now, because you want this is what we teach. So you want your a la carte prices to be the highest prices, right? No discounting, nothing. People can come in and get their a la carte price. And then if you apply the membership, then the only time you should really be discounting is when you do your VIP program. And that encourages people to want to buy your membership. So if you discount your a la carte all the time, why do I need to buy a membership, right? Doesn't make any sense. So what you want to do is raise your prices. We've had everybody raise their prices. As a matter of fact, instead of discounting right now, you need to be raising your prices. So supply and demand, right? You're going to be very busy when you open. You got your a la carte pricing, which is the most expensive pricing. And then you have your discounted prices with the membership. But now is a great time actually to revamp your menu. I would highly recommend it. So when you relaunch, you're relaunching with something new and exciting.
And all of our mastermind members, even Sue, when she redid her membership, she changed all the prices.
Yeah.
And her menu.
Everybody. I'm telling everybody to increase the prices. So that would be good. So again, if you guys want to win the Leap Ahead or find out about the Leap Ahead is going virtual, we're getting ready to launch our marketing campaign. It's going to start in the middle of July. And these are the kind of questions that we just addressed. Those are the things I'll be addressing at the Leap Ahead seminar. I'm going to show you how to do your VIP program. I'm going to show you how to do customized consultations that will add up to thousands of dollars. I'm going to show you how to market your business, how to improve your positioning. I mean, it is so filled, jam-packed with your entire blueprint on how to be super successful in your business and get those systems in place to allow you to operate on autopilot. That's really what I want for you. It'll be the best investment you can make in yourself. And as Napoleon Hill said, you gotta invest in yourself. You have to have faith in your abilities. But if you don't know what to do and you have faith in your ability, then that doesn't do you any good. You can think all you want, all the positivity you want, but if you don't take the action that's proven effective and apply it, then all that positivity is not going to get you anywhere. So it's positivity with action. You have to have an action plan to actually apply. Without it, it's a dream. So that's what I would highly recommend.
Well, I think the companies right now.
Oh, we're already at the hour. Wow.
Close, yeah.
Okay.
The companies right now who have an action plan for the coronavirus and how they're going to bring their clients in, it's going to attract more people because they're going to be more comfortable coming in knowing, hey, they have a plan how to keep me safe and all of this other.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, those that are just willy-nilly it, they're not going to be as.
Yep. So I want to share with you one last prayer. This is a prayer that I say every night and every morning. Tara knows that prayer. I don't know if she implemented it in her life or not, though. You need to. So this is my favorite prayer. I've been saying this prayer for a long time. And I'm sad to tell you, I don't remember what book I got it from, but I did get it from my book. So I did not come up with this. I'm doing a disclaimer here in case it belongs to somebody. I don't remember. I know it was in a book. I'll find it maybe. So the prayer goes like this. Father, Mother, God, I invite the Holy Spirit, or it could be whatever spirit you want to believe in. It's up to you. I believe in the Holy Spirit to take charge of my journey into love, health, happiness, and prosperity. Think of that phrase. Isn't that like such a great phrase? So you sum it up. I let go of all that has gone before, and now I begin anew. Think about it. You're letting all the garbage go away. You don't want any garbage anymore. Get it out of your head. Get it out. No stinking thinking. I'm free and forgiven of all the mistakes that I made in the past. We've all made mistakes, so you need to, again, let go of all those mistakes. I open myself to a brand new magnificent. Think of that. I open myself up to a brand new magnificent. You're saying this to yourself every morning and every night. I open myself up to infinite possibilities that are mine to choose. So I'm going to have all these possibilities, and I decide which ones I want. I open myself up to all the goodness I can have and all the greatness I can achieve. Like I get goosebumps listening to this, and I say it to myself all the time, actually, sometimes in the shower too, and just thinking about it, right? So I invite the Holy Spirit to heal my body, renew my mind, and harmonize my emotions, to fill me now with a mighty faith that will help me and allow me to be all that I can be. Amen. What a great prayer. So if you like it, we can email it to you if you want to send us an email. And you really should make this part of your life. It's the most awesome prayer. It covers so many things. It empowers you to do the things that you want to do. You feel like nothing can stop you. You're just on top of the world. And that's really what I want for you. I want you to be on top of the world. We deserve it.
First time when I traveled with you on the trade show.
Yeah.
She was saying it in the morning when she was in the bathroom, and I was like, "What is she doing in there?" And then she was like, "My prayer," and I was like, "Oh!" And then that's the first time I heard it, and that's when she shared it with me. So obviously, you were doing it a lot longer before me, but yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's a good prayer to say. So we don't want to keep you longer here. We are at our hour. We're ready to start our weekend. And next week, I have some homework. So for this week, what you really should do is get rid of any bad self-talks. I would like you to make a list of all positive affirmations that you want to include in your self-talk, and come up with a list as big as you want it, and then start repeating it all the time. He suggests doing it in the morning and in the evening, and repeat it out loud. It has to be out loud. You can't just be a little mousy. So project, say it, feel it. Let that vibration go into your brain, into the subconscious mind, and before you know it, with a plan, things are going to start happening for you. Got to have the plan, though. Remember that, right?
And if there's anyone on the Zoom with us live and they're just not sure what their plan is, we can help them with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been helping so many people during the coronavirus. I mean, myself, Megan, we've all been doing calls with people, helping them come up with that plan. So as Dory has always said all these years, don't reinvent the wheel, because we've already established and perfected a plan. So let us help you, like we've helped so many other people already who have implemented the plan.
So everybody needs help. I mean, I have a mentor that I work with. I mean, I pay a lot of money to have somebody as a soundboard to guide me. We all need guides. There's nobody that can. You have to keep growing. That's really the bottom line. You have to keep learning and keep growing and keep reading and keep improving. And the minute you stop that is the minute you die. And who wants to die? We have a life to live, and we need to be living it. We need to do all the things that we can do to have a great life. That's really what it's all about. It's how we can help others have a great lifestyle. You have a responsibility to your team. You want to provide for them. I want to provide for my team. So I encourage you to do that little homework, and we will see you next week for auto suggestion. So we're going to talk about self-confidence, how to improve self-confidence, and how to really get the most out of those principles that we're sharing. So thank you so much for being with us. Go check out the Leap Ahead page, because if you combine Think and Grow Rich with Leap Ahead, I have to tell you, I mean, that is a formula for success.
They're going places. They're going to be
So
places.
you will be in multiple 7 figures. So you got to do that, you guys. You deserve it. It will be the best investment you can make in yourself. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, team. Have a great weekend. God bless. Stay safe and healthy. And until next time, stay inspired. Bye, everybody. Bye.